Inviting visitors. So the reason we want to invite visitors is, on average, we have about a 40% per year attrition rate. So we need to continue to make up those visitors, or to keep our numbers up by bringing in new visitors, and to grow, we have to bring in more than 40%. This happens because people move, they change jobs, they do something different. Occasionally it happens because they're doing something different in their life, or just don't need to be here anymore. So, but we do have a 40% attrition rate that we need to keep new people coming in. And currently, each seat is valued at $571 per week. Based off that last number, it's even higher than that. So we're valued at about $585 per week now with those new numbers, and that equals about $30,000 a year. So every seat in here is worth about $30,000 a year. So the more seats we have, the more $30,000, the more people we have coming in. So, and each visitor we bring in, each new member, adds 300 people to our network. So remember way back when we talked about our sphere of influence and why we're so powerful is all the different people we have in here, all with 300 people in their network. We bring in one more, that adds another 300 people to our network that we can now use as part of our marketing team. And then on average, visitors are going to spend about $1,000 to $2,000 with the chapter. Not. So visitors are good for all of us in a lot of different ways. But how do we invite visitors? This is something everybody struggles with. I struggled with it early on, and now I'm going to be honest and say, because people come into my store, they say, I need some signs because I'm trying to grow my business, I want to get new customers, things like that. It's easy for me. There's an opening for that. So how do we invite? Look for an opening in your conversation. If you know somebody, you're talking to somebody, they're just starting a new business, they say something along the lines of, I want to grow my business. There's your opening. I want to get some new customers. There's your opening. I want to get more numbers, make more revenue. There's your opening. Just starting a new business. I'm new in town and don't know many people. There's another opening. I mean, Wendy's goal to come in here was to meet people because she was new in town and didn't know anybody. But just look for something where somebody's looking to grow their business, have a change in their position in life, something to where it's an opening to where you can just put that out there and let them make the decision. So what are some openings you guys have used? A little feedback here.
So the GRIP method.
The GRIP method?
Yes.
Go through that. Okay.
So if you are wanting to grow your business, if referrals are a part of your process, I'd like to invite you to this place where we have our meeting.
Very good. Did everybody hear that? If you're wanting to grow your business, I'd like to, and referrals are a part of it, I'd like to invite you to this place. Pretty easy, non-intrusive, but it gets right to the point. So what other openings have you guys used?
I'm so bad at it, I just say, hey, do you want me to get a free lunch?
That works.
Bag over the head, stuffed in the trunk, does that work?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I've said people, I'll ask them where they get new customers.
Okay.
And if they say, well, I'm working on that, it's usually just a way of getting someone to talk and to get them to open up, and sometimes you'll find that opening by asking that question.
Yeah, it's a good open-ended question. It either starts a conversation and may give you an opening to ask someone.
I ask people if they want to join a cult, and it's going to cost lots of money,
Yes.
and they have to attend. There's attendance requirements and homework to do.
Yes.
So,
And you have to pay for it.
and you have to pay for it. Somehow it doesn't work that well.
And then you get engineers.
Yeah.
Damon.
I usually ask people if they're looking for a new business or if they're currently satisfied with their level.
Yeah. So those are good ways where you can create an opening and kind of pull things in. Me, I'm very fortunate. People throw this out to me, so I've got it pretty easy. But look for those openings in the conversation. And it doesn't have to be exactly one of these. I'm looking to get more involved. I'm looking to grow my business. Something that gives you an opening to invite people. Another one, get your team involved. I mean, make it a culture in your center. My team, everybody knows how I feel about B&I and how important it is to the continuing functioning of our place. I tell them, this group brings in about $50,000 a year to my business. Everybody in my center knows that, and they're now all on board. I think Melissa has probably invited as many people here as I have, because she sits down with them, she's handing them tickets to people I've never even met. So make it part of your team's culture. We all have people that work for us and work with us. Get them involved in it too. Let them know how important it is. Make sure they know the value of B&I. And then educate your team on the kind of people that would be good fits. We don't just want to invite anybody. We want to invite the right person with the right company to make it a good fit. And then empower them to issue the invites on your behalf. It's going to take a little while, but Melissa's at the point now where she'll invite people that I have never even met and then tell me about it afterwards. But in the beginning, she would come in and say, hey, what do you think about this guy? But get to that point, empower your people on your team. David, how many people you got working for you? 5. So if you got 5 more people inviting people on your behalf, that would increase the numbers a lot. So think about that. Think about other ways to get people involved. So who are we looking for? We do really have a culture. Who else has visited other networking groups? So how come you're in this one instead of the other one?
Because this one produces results. It's not just a social thing. I mean, I'm in it to make money, and because of the accountability that BNI has, it seems to.
Yeah. I mean, have you been to the morning BNI group?
That's a cool.
Yeah, they're a little quieter, in fact, a whole lot quieter, a little bit older, a little different culture than we are. So we're looking for companies that we respect the company, we currently or would do business with them. If you wouldn't do business with that company, don't invite them. If you're happy to do business with them or looking for a reason, go ahead and invite them. Companies with a good reputation in town. And then people. You can't just take anybody into a company. We're looking for people who are going to fit in our culture. I mean, look around at what we do on social events. It's loud, it's fun, we all like each other, we talk to each other. There's nobody standing off in the corner waiting for someone or saying, don't talk to me, leave me alone. We're all fun, we're all together. We're basically forming a little networking family here. So look for people who are going to fit within that. Look for people you respect. If you don't respect them, don't invite them. And also, it has to be an open seat. So look for these things in people that you're doing business with, you're interacting with them. I've never done business with Corey, or I've never had him do business with, I've never used him to do business with me, but I've talked to him a lot in our center. Enough that I respect him, and knowing what I've known about him in our center, I assume he's going to do some pretty good work. So if I've invited you, you fit in these categories. And if I haven't bought something from you, I respect you enough to believe that you're going to have some good work when you do it. So look for those things in people. And then, who do you know that fits these criteria? Think about your personal network. Who do you know that will fit these criteria? Just get a name in your mind. All right, so invite that person next week. So you and visitors. How many people have you invited over the last 6 months? 12 months? I've got the numbers of how many visitors you brought, but that doesn't mean how many people you've actually invited. I probably invited 10 people in the last month. Well, I've invited 5, Melissa's invited 5. So how has B&I benefited you? Me, I said it's $50,000 to my bottom line, or to my top line. That's how it's benefited me. I've also got connections in here, so when somebody calls me up and says, hey, you know any CDL drivers? No, but I know somebody who might. I need an electrician. I got him. Do you know anybody who sells houses? Sure. When I need some unique signs, I know who I'm going to. I think it expands your network, which also brings value to your customers. So, if B&I has benefited you, then wouldn't you want to share that with your customers and friends? You've got customers you respect, share this with them. And if B&I has not benefited you, why are you here? So, in summary, look for people who want to grow their business, find the right people, empower your team to invite on your behalf, and share your good fortune with others. So what questions do you guys have about inviting people? Yes, Brad?
I was answering Danny's question, it's along those lines.
Well, I think some people are maybe leery because they're gonna get more no's than they are yes. It may not be no, it may just be not now,
Yes.
you know, so I would say, if you've invited somebody, but you're still doing business with them and you still need them in the group, ask them again. Say, you know, I know I've asked you, but I'm telling you, you would fit in and that make money, if that's what you wanna do,
So,
you know?
yeah, my take on that is if you're currently doing business with them and they've initially said no or said nothing, wait a while. Build that trust, build that visibility, get to that credibility phase, and then ask them again, which I've done. But
Yeah, don't hound them because it just irritates.
yeah, don't hound them, because a lot of people look at this as a cult. We're gonna drink the Kool-Aid, you're gonna charge me a bunch of money, and then you're gonna take a bunch of my time, and it's a cult. But build that credibility after that first invite.
I think that is important because I've got a couple that I work with, ES Lighting, in fact, we were just talking about a little bit ago. In fact, Jen and I just had a long conversation with him. Love to have him in here. But a lot of the people that I do business with have already went to the morning group and really got splintered bad. And it's an uphill battle.
And Grant's a perfect example of that. Because I
Exactly.
have worked on him for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And now
And
I
Michelle
try to
feels
work
the
on
same
it.
way
Yes,
about it.
Yes, yeah, but we were also in that group
Right,
originally.
right, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
So I think it is trying to represent the culture that we're trying to bring to it, which is a fun group of friends that are passing a bunch of business. You know, we don't wanna be stuffy.
Yeah.
I think on a different note, coming from, granted, I'm just new here, but, time, we all don't have time, we feel like.
Yep.
And so I love it that, you know, everybody's gotta eat, so it's over lunchtime, but we think, oh, I just don't have time for that. I don't have time to do these referrals, I don't have time. But once I actually was here and have been a part of this, I realized I needed to make that time. And that's probably an adjustment for me, because I am a go person, but it's been a good thing. But at first you're like, oh, God, I don't have time.
I was like you, but now it's the most important hour and a half of my week. It does not change. Nobody's coming to sub for me unless I'm out of town or hurt, because I'm gonna be here. But again, back to your point is, if somebody's been asked 5, 10 times, move on.
Yeah.
Try to find someone else. They're not coming.
Matt,
There's 100 businesses in town that do everything everyone does. Let's find someone who wants to be here and is gonna be a contributing member.
I think for me, like Renette's a perfect example because we work together a lot and we've talked about B&I a lot. And I think I probably was an easy person for her to say, no, I don't have time for that. But then Anne actually is the one who brought her. So if you have somebody that you work with that you're really comfortable with and have a good relationship with, it's really easy for them to tell you no. But if you find that other person who maybe isn't part of that, your friendship, you know, it may not be as easy for them to tell that person no.
Yeah.
So I'm just picking on Renette.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about it a lot. But.
And she is still a little mad.
A little better.
Maybe watch my food.
All right, so we're at 22 members right now. Each seat's worth, right now, is worth about $30,000. There is a tipping point. For some reason, 28 sticks to my mind, but I can't remember what it is. There's a tipping point at where each seat suddenly jumps up to 40, 50, or actually it's 50, 60, $70,000 a seat. And that's just because our network is so much bigger. So let's get it. I mean, if we got up to 25, that's another $100,000 coming into this group. So let's go out and find that person you thought of a few minutes ago. Ask them, issue an invite, hand them your tickets. You guys all have these tickets we passed out? Everybody still have some of these? If you don't, get with me, I've got a stack, and we'll give you some. And then invite some people that we're gonna fit with all those criteria we're looking for, and let's help them grow their business.
One little thing, if everybody would just sponsor one. I mean, it's not like we're asking you to do a ton. Sponsor one, and we all of a sudden, we are a big group.
Just to let you know, Keith and I have made arrangements for the end of this year because we do think we're gonna pop over 30, 35. We have a bigger room downstairs. We're ready for it. All right?
And it might be warm.
I'm not promising that.
But yeah, to Debbie's point, if everybody doesn't even sponsor but brings one, let's get this group making sure they wanna come back.
Yeah.
So it's your guys' job to make sure they wanna come back by pulling them in. Getting some business already. I mean, I had business out of here before I ever even joined. So,
One of the things I found is if you get them in the room, this room sells itself. That's been a big strong point over the last several years. If you get them here, there's a good chance they're gonna join.
all right, that's it for me.